Good morning, people. This is Spirit Journey. Today is Saturday, July 11, 2020, and the time is now 8:36 a.m. in the morning. Yes, another hate attack on a black family, an interracial black family. And I want to share this brief video clip. It's by CBS this morning. That's what it's called, and it's entitled "Racial Slur Ends Season for High School Football Team." Okay, let me play it, and I'll share my thoughts about it. It's very reminiscent, I believe, of when, like in the book of Exodus in the Bible, when the ancient Hebrews wanted to get out of slavery and leave. What happened? Pharaoh got heart got hardened, right? This is what it reminds me of. Let me play this brief clip. It's little over 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
Investigating a possible hate crime against a biracial high school football player. Racist graffiti was found scrawled on his Massachusetts home last week. His family believes his own teammates may be responsible. Well, now the school district is taking extraordinary action. Elaine Cajano is in Lunenburg, Massachusetts. Elaine, good morning.
Good morning to you, Nora and Charlie. Well, in addition to the graffiti, school officials are also looking into another alleged racist incident. So, citing safety concerns, the district stood by its decision to cancel the last game of the season. At the Lunenburg School Committee meeting Wednesday night, the Blue Knights football season was not on the agenda, but it was the topic almost everyone wanted to discuss.
Not letting us play our last game makes the rest of the world outside of Lunenburg assume that we are guilty.
It doesn't make sense to me to cancel a game that's a tradition for these kids.
The move comes just days after the parents of 13-year-old Isaac Phillips, a fullback on the junior varsity team, found a spray-painted message on their home reading, "Knights don't need the N-word." Isaac said that was not the only harassment he has had to endure. Recently, his cleats were thrown in the trash and his bicycle tires slashed. The school district decided to forfeit the rest of the season.
It doesn't scare me, but it's just like a very weird feeling, like knowing that someone close to me would have did this.
Isaac's father, Anthony Phillips, believes canceling the game is the right decision.
It's the past 2 days, it's like we felt like it's our fault. We didn't ask for this.
How does it make it better if the football team doesn't play this game?
Well, my hope is it adds enough pressure that, the person that did this steps forward.
The district is also looking into claims that members of the Blue Knights called opposing players the N-word at a recent game. Given the active investigations, school officials said it would be inappropriate for the team to play the rest of its games. In a statement, the district said, "To Isaac Phillips and his family, we are deeply sorry and will, as a community, continue to support you. We assure you and our entire community that we will continue to work to ensure that hate has no place in our schools." The Lunenburg School Committee says the investigation into the racist graffiti is focused broadly and not limited to members of the football team. Nora, Charlie.
Okay. Wow. So, let me just bring it back a little bit.
To cancel.
Phillips, a fullback on the junior varsity team.
Sorry. Just wanted to put on a pause with the picture. So here's the, he's just 13 years old. What they call biracial. They showed his father, so I just assume what his mother is. But interesting, the mother, if she is alive, didn't come on camera. But he plays football. And I thought when you're on a team, it's about teamwork, right? To play as one, as a team. But because of I would just speculate because of the recent racial tensions about George Floyd and many other black people who got killed, murdered. And the black community is speaking out now. You even have what they call a black militia. That, I hate that term, black militia, but that's what they were called. They're just men that have adult men, older men. Many of them are former military people, veterans. And they legally have firearms, and it's like a club, and they meet. But outside of that, you don't just see, if they really care, if whites really care, why would they attack their own fellow player? So being biracial does not protect you from violence from white people. Okay, that's a major message here. So you might find biracial people of black and white heritage, but see, they always seems to be attacking, in this instance, because of his black heritage. And they're letting him know that regardless what you look like, now this looks like a Caucasian fellow in this image of him here. But it's the knowledge of his heritage is enough to threaten him, call him the N-word, use acts of violence. Why the violence against your own? It reminds me of a YouTuber, and I think I made mention of him, and I watch his videos, once in a blue moon. His persona is that of a rural countryman with a long, long white beard, and he wears bandana. And he claims that he has black friends. But he said specifically that if the country goes into a race war, he's going to shoot his friends. And then he put up a video making fun of black people. I don't know where they find this over the internet, but I've seen something like that before. It buffoons black people. These are very, very, very tiny people. It looks like in the tropics somewhere. And they just have on like a Fruit of the Loom type of underwear. And they act them real silly. And he puts that up. But he claims he's not racist. Now, no one is asking for a race war. We want reparations, and we want to be left alone from harassment, from inequality. And so with George Floyd, who died a couple of months ago, what happened to him could happen to any race, but it happened to him specifically. And yet, rather than just saying, enough is enough, let's come together, it seems like some of the whites are getting kickback. I'm sorry. My computer is really acting up. Sorry. I can't stand this happening. I need another computer. Sorry, let me fix that. Sorry about that. My computer is really acting up. My apology. Yeah. So rather than just saying, our country has to come together. Yes, these police officers are doing a no-no. But see, many whites are so conditioned to behave certain ways. And when you see black people speaking out, it offends you. And rather than correcting your behavior, you lash out. Even some of the white women are lashing out. There was a video I saw yesterday, a young, very light-skinned black girl. She's in a doctorate program at Yale University. And an older white woman approaches her and saying horrible things against her and making animal sounds, monkey sounds, and implying that she's a monkey. Awful. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing evil against innocent black people? This girl was just minding her own business, and this happened in Manhattan, not too far away where I live. It was over on the east side, like I think 3rd Avenue and 46th Street. Consider a very nice area. But this happened to her. Just was a couple days ago. Why are you acting out? And again, a white woman came to me. Oh, this was early in the COVID thing. This could have been April or May. And she comes up to me, blocks my, I think I had my carriage, my shopping cart with me. And she goes right in front and she starts calling me the B word. Real hostile. She was out of it. But I see later on, I saw that she did it to another person, and that was a white male. So this lady has a screw loose, and she's just acting out. Why all this aggression, though, from whites? Why are they targeting black people? I don't know. But again, it reminds me of, in the Bible, about Pharaoh. And Pharaoh was stiff-necked, and he didn't like that the slaves, the ancient Hebrews that he was oppressing, wanted their freedom. So, and I think this is what's happening here in the United States of America. They're so used to having their own way. And I know not all white people are like this. Yeah, decent white people. So this is not an attack on all white people. This is to whom all this applies to. So whoever who targeted this football player, and he seems, to be like someone who is grafted into this mainstream white society, by what he's wearing, his speech, and where he lives. So it's not like he is acting like the N-word himself, a so-called street black person. This person is grafting into this culture, this mainstream white culture. But the hatred, see, they don't like what you are. And I feel that the mainstream white society who thinks bias like this, and some of it is subconscious, they may not be consciously aware of their biasness or fears. They know that we are a strong group, that we're durable, and that we can outperform them. And that's what they're afraid of. But fearful or not, we deserve freedom. We deserve to be able to live in our own communities or any community without being harassed. And when your feathers are being ruffled, doesn't mean to attack us. They should not have done this to this guy. They should not have spray painted his home. You're making it worse for yourself. Just chill out. Stop harassing the planet. Stop creating foods that cause harm to our bodies. Stop creating these viruses that overwhelmingly are attacking black people. Most of us are being sick from this COVID virus, yet it didn't start from us. We didn't bring it into the U.S., but who's dying the most out of this thing? See, again, we are dying at a higher rate than any group in this country. And you just want us to just sit and allow people to harass us, to be harassed by the police, to be called that you are suspicious just because of your color or your race. Yet there's people out there who you should see as suspicious, like Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein, if he was still alive, all these pedophile rings, all these people who are bringing illicit drugs and guns into the black community, and then you frame us. See, this is an evil, evil, evil system that is being imposed upon us. And then what happens? We get angry. And unfortunately, many of us are attacking ourselves, are attacking your fellow black neighbor, are killing, what they call black on black crime, because you're imploding. Every day, a black person in America, whether biracial like this fellow, or regular black, mainstream black person of America, we live every day really knowing what we're not. And we just want to live in peace, like everybody else. We helped build this country. We fought in every war. And my other concern is the military. Now, I served in the military, in the U.S. Navy. And in the military, I was in the Navy, there's racism in the military and sexism that I faced. It's a horrible, horrible situation. And the thing is, you don't even have to say anything to them. Just your presence triggers some white people to harass you. That's men and women, both of them. And they look for people who they can prey on. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being targeted. I'm tired of trying to fit in white society to be liked by you. I don't want to be liked by you. I just want to be left alone. You have to mind your own business, white folk, who this applies to. Who this applies to. If it doesn't apply to you, then I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people, white people, who target. They target you on the job. They harass you. I've been harassed on my job by white people. Came up to me, said, you shouldn't have this job. I should have it. It was awful, awful, awful. I hate evil. I hate evil people. People who do evil against other people for no reason. That's what I'm against. Rather than just getting angry because now you can't get away from certain things, get your act together. Many of you profess that you're a Christian or you're a Jew or whatever. Let's start acting like that you're a good Christian or a Jew and start harassing people because they look different than you. But it's not about being different than you. It's because we can outperform you. That's the issue. You shouldn't have brought us over to the Americas. See, you start things on the planet and then you back away. Oh, well, it's blowing up in our face. Stop doing wickedness and start repenting and start giving true reparations to us so we can have our own community, so we don't feel that we have to fit in and to be liked by you. I want us to have our own community, if those who choose to live as such. Those of us who want to live with you, fine. Those of us who want to live in separate communities, that should be permitted to us. Stop the harassment, stop the GMOs, stop the toxins, stop creating viruses that target black people. Stop arresting us for no reason and calling us suspicious. There's plenty of suspicious people in government. And you don't arrest those people. And you let pedophiles and all these perverts out on the street. A couple of weeks ago, I got groped outside, contacted the police, and you know what? I think I saw the same individual out on the street, a block away from where the incident happened. I saw him in the corner of my eye. I said, oh my God, I think that's the same fellow. Honey, I kept on going. I walked as quickly as I could. Yep. So you let these perverts back on the street to attack us. And I think this is all by design to stress out the society. The excuse was that because they told me that even if they arrest him, he's probably crazy. So they're going to let him back on the street because of COVID. That's what the cop told me. No, you keep his ass in jail. Keep him in there. Isn't sexual harassment or rape, isn't that a violation? That guy could have a knife and try to kill somebody. That's more dangerous than a COVID. COVID is just a cold or flu. And if your immune system is compromised, you may get terribly sick. But most of the people, they say, who are exposed to COVID, over 80% of them are fine. Let's get our act together, America. This person looks like a good person that you see on this screen. He's only 13 years old, traumatizing him. He say, I thought we were all, we were on the same team. He never hurt you. Why are you hurting innocent people? Whether biracial or 100% black. Why? See, this is showing you what you really feel about us. I have family that looks like a person like this, who is on the ball team. And I think that's why I'm doing this video. It looked like my cousin. So one minute you think, that make us think that you accepting us, but you really don't. You really don't accept us. This is more of a wake-up call for me. How you really feel. So it's not about assimilating into white culture. It's about genetics and your true hatred for people outside, who you perceive outside of yourself. So it shows you really never liked this guy. You made him think he was one of you, but your true colors came out. Shame on you guys, and shame on that community by not standing by him and saying, hey, someone did this, I know who did it, and out the person. This is probably a tight-knit community. Everybody knows what everybody else is doing it, who's doing it, because they'll brag about it. Cowards. At least in, what's that? I did the video yesterday. It's it could have been Mount Clair or St. Clair, New Jersey. I forget. Someplace in New Jersey. And the person, it was a couple, a black couple, who moved into a predominantly white neighborhood, and they're lawyers. Both of them are lawyers. And a lady, a white lady, was harassing them, and then went on their property and said, "Oh, do you have a permit for doing such and such?" Well, in a nutshell, what happened? Neighbors started surrounding and watching the melee. The lady called the cops on them, made a false accusation, but the other white people was there. And they came to their aid, the black couple's aid. And then the youngsters in that community boycotted. They had those signs, and they told her, they gave that chant, went in front of her house. Now that I was proud of them. See, that's what this community in Massachusetts should have done. Come together and do that rally against the person who did it. They know who did it. They should come together and rally against that person who did it. Kick them out. Have them thrown in jail. See, that would have been powerful. But to say, oh, well, I don't think you should prevent us all from playing the game. Well, when they do wickedness against this boy, 13-year-old, you're complicit. You're saying that I agree by your silence. And you're hoping to harass him so he leaves, so you don't have to see his so-called biracial face anymore. See that when you stay and say nothing, you're indirectly agreeing to the behavior rather than coming together like what they did in New Jersey, say, no, we're not going to have this in this neighborhood. No, get out. Get out. That's what they said. It was, and I posted that video, I think it was yesterday morning. Yeah, you can watch on my channel. Yeah. So if you're really against what happened to this youngster, this 13-year-old who served on the football team proudly, really again, you should have come together as a team and say, we're willing to do this for you in solidarity. There's no solidarity, and how selfish the parents of this community. You're selfish community. You're selfish. Shame on you for your behavior against this child. So that's all that I have to say. And yeah, so it's a wake-up call. But just stay at home. If you don't like certain, just stay at home. Do some meditation. Just back off and leave us alone. Thank you again for listening, folks. Take care. Bye-bye.